Some wheelchair skills can be dangerous if tried without a spotter, such as a caregiver, to ensure safety. Trying all of the skills in this video may not be appropriate for some wheelchair users or caregivers. A caregiver should only try any skill that he or she and the wheelchair user are comfortable trying. Also, to avoid overuse injury, the caregiver should avoid overexerting him or herself in the mistaken belief that success on every level is expected.
Okay, so we're going to do some wheelchair skills today, and if it's any skill that you're not comfortable with, just let me know. I'll let you know what we're doing before we do it, and if you have any concerns or questions, just ask, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's get started.
All right.
Okay, we're going to head over here.
Okay.
And there we go. So for this one, I'm going to push you. Can you just put your foot across this foot? Great, thanks. Okay, you put your hand in your lap.
Okay.
Thank you. And here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Here's this one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Perfect. Thanks.
Are you able to lean yourself away to relieve some weight off of your left butt cheek?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Can you come any further?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, let's see the other side. Can you do the same on this side? Okay, a little further. Good. Okay, you can come back. Okay. Now, can you just move your chair back so that your wheels are in a forward position so your chair's more stable?
Oh, okay, sure.
Just wheel your wheels back. Great. And can you lean any farther? Like, could you reach your toes?
I can try.
Okay. Great. Okay, and you can come back up. First, I'd like you just to move forward and get closer here.
Okay.
When you do, can you make sure that you back up a little bit at the end so that your casters swing forward so you've got a more stable chair?
Sure.
So forward, and turn a little bit. And maybe, yeah, okay, just a little bit more.
Oh.
Yeah, right, go back. That's good there, that's way better.
Okay.
Yep, okay, now brakes on.
All right.
And you're gonna move your footrest out of the way and just put your feet on the ground. good. Now we're just gonna take the one armrest off, which is the bottom lever there underneath. And just put it out of the way just so you don't hit it. Next, we're gonna get you to bring your bottom forward.
Okay.
And just for this first one, I'm going to hold on to your pants just to make sure. And what we're going to do is I'll get out of your way.
Okay.
You're going to reach over here, and then we're just going to count on a count of 3, and we're going to go up and over. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay. And now we're just going to go back.
All right.
Okay. So get your shimmy over the mat here a little bit. Do the same thing in reverse. I'll get out of your way. Okay. Hands on pants. 1, 2, 3. Good stuff. Foot rest back, arm rest back. Yep, you're all the way back. You may have to back your chair for that. Okay. Just back up a little bit now. There you are. Good.
Okay.
So we like to get it nice and close. And then I'm going to back it up so that your wheels are facing that way.
Oh,
So your
okay.
chair is nice and stable. Now can you put your brakes on yourself?
Sure.
Yep. Okay, and that footrest away. Good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you come to the front of the seat. Then we're going to go into standing. I'll put my hands on your waist. You can put your hands on my trunk or shoulders, but just not around my neck.
Okay.
We'll come up to standing, make sure we're stable, and then we'll pivot, and then we'll sit down.
Okay.
When we go to sit down, I'll have you push on your thighs to ease yourself down.
All right.
Okay,
Sounds
so
good.
we'll review it again. So bottom forward. Good stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here and grab the waistband.
Okay.
You are gonna push up on the handle.
Yep.
Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, standing. Good. We're gonna wait there for a second. Okay, and then we'll pivot. Okay, hands on your thighs. You're just gonna lean. Good. Okay, good. We're gonna do the same in reverse.
All right.
Okay, so on 3.
Am I gonna push
We're
off my?
Yeah, you can do that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's it. And hands on me somehow, hips or shoulders. Yeah, okay. And then we pivot. You can put one hand towards your chair if you want, but just make sure that your other hand is on your thigh so you bend your hips. Great. So that just helps you bend to get down.
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds good.
let's get your foot plate back in. And the brakes are off. And you're good to go.
Okay.
So I'm just going to move your chair, and just so you know, if the brakes are on, you can just move the chair.
Oh,
this
okay.
Easily, and it just reduces a lot of leaning.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to fold up your chair, and you can see how that happens.
Okay.
Cushion off first. There's lots of parts that can come off, so your armrest can come off. Footrest can come off. They can also flip up or swing away, as well as be completely removed.
Okay.
To fold the chair, you just lean it and then pull on the handle or on the sling here. Now your chair has removable wheels, so we can actually press this button here and just take them all the way off.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, so your chair goes pretty small. Okay, so to put it back together, we just basically do everything in reverse. So the wheels can go on either side. And then to open it up, you do that. Make sure you never put your hands underneath here because it pinch them. So instead, hands flat. Okay, and then footrests. They need to be put on off to the side. So you put them on here, and then they swing into place.
Okay.
Off to the side, swing in. These little levers, you have to hear those snap. They slide right in. And then just make sure that when you're putting the cushion on, you get the well at the back.
All right.
Just back together.
Okay.
I'm just going to show you how the wheelchair folds up.
Okay.
So the first thing is that you want to take the cushion off. And notice where the front is there. With this chair, there's a string here, and when you pull it, the backrest folds down.
Okay.
And then you can also take the wheels off,
Yeah.
which is just pushing this button and pulling them out. Just make sure, so that's the folded piece. Just make sure when you put the wheels back on, if there's a tread, that you keep them on the same side.
Okay.
These ones don't happen to have them, but sometimes you'll see that they're one direction, so you have to make sure they go on the right lines.
All right.
Okay, and then make sure that the backrest is locked in, and your wheels are locked in, and then you can put your cushion back on.
Okay.
There you go.
Perfect.
So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the chair stable by moving those casters. So can you move your wheels backwards, and then those will flip. Great. And then put your brakes on or your wheel eyes. Okay, next we want to get your feet on the ground, so we'll get the footrest out of the way. Now, before we get you on the ground, I like to have your cushion down there. So if you can actually just put weight through your feet and push up on your armrest, I'm going to pull it out. Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Can I sit back now?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so for the next step, what we're going to do, we might want to get rid of this here, just give yourself less to bump on.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how I feel about moving this armrest, if that would be helpful for you. Debris out of the way. So I'm going to hold your trunk, and I'm going to have you shimmy over and then lower yourself down.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, so I'm looking forward.
Yep. Come forward. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep. Good. Yeah, you did most of that yourself. I just held the chair so it didn't tip towards you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to get back up again. Okay. So I'm going to move this a little bit closer to you.
Perfect.
Okay. And you're going to get as much weight forward as you can.
Okay.
And your feet more underneath you there.
I can try.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna go forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we?
I'll help up here
Okay.
if you need it. Okay.
All right.
We're going to go all the way into the chair first, and then we'll worry about the cushion afterwards.
Sounds good. Okay.
Okay.
So
1, 2, 3. Good stuff. Great. Okay. Now, I'm just going to make sure we get the cushion the right way. Are you ready to push up again?
I am.
All right. Yep. Okay. Come on down. Okay. I'm just going to lift up one more time and just gonna straighten your cushion from the front. There we go. Okay. Let's get your footrest back on. You're good to go.
Okay.
Okay, so for this, you're going to push down with your foot and your hand. If this hand can help at all, you can push through it.
Okay.
I'll
Sounds
just
good.
spot you here.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go up.
Yep. Step right on that cushion if you need to. I'll get it there.
Okay.
Good. Okay, now I'm going to get you to stand again to get the cushion back in. I just want to make sure you're all the way in there. So, stand with that leg, yep. Okay, come on down. Good. So I'll get you nice and close. Hold it open. Okay, just gonna bring you through.
Okay.
Put your fingers, elbows. Okay, so we're gonna go through this doorway.
Okay.
And because the door resists me, I'm gonna turn you around, okay?
Oh, okay.
Just to protect your feet
Sure.
and everything else. Okay, you can lean forward. your weight back, that'd be good. Okay, go. So just keep your weight uphill a little bit.
Okay.
All right, hands on your lap, that's great. So these anti-tips at the back are the wheels to prevent you from tipping over. They're set too low. So right now they're interfering with everything. So we're just going to flip them up for now.
Okay.
So I just press the button and I can flip them up and I can keep them in a lock position up. Or if I want to, if I push that button, I can actually just pull them all the way off. So it's that button there
All right.
that we use. Okay, I'll pop you up. If I just push straight ahead, then it makes it more difficult. So I'm going to push down on these handles. So first, what I'd like you to do is to lean back while I tilt your back. Okay, and then we're going to land your wheels. Now if you can lean forward for me, that would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, and lean back. Good. So for the rear wheels, I'm going to ask you to lean forward. And then we'll just stop there for a second. I'll get you to lean up. Okay, lean back. Okay, and I'll tilt you back.
Okay.
There we go.
Perfect.
So you get the wheels nice and close. And then I'm just going to pop your wheels up, okay? So if you
Okay.
can keep your weight leaned back.
Yeah.
Okay, and now just lean forward while I get your rear wheels over. And you can lean back again. Perfect. So when I do this, at least 3 wheels are on at all times. Okay, so I'll get you to lean forward now. Good stuff. Okay, you can lean back.
Okay.
Good. So I'll get you nice and close first. And then before your foot plates hit, I'm just going to tilt you back, okay?
All right.
You just keep your weight back.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can lean forward. Great, and then you can lean back, thanks. Just stop before your feet hit there, now you can tilt you back. Okay, now that your wheels are hitting, can you lean all the way forward? Okay, let's roll you up.
Okay.
And you can lean back. So if you can lean forward now, that would be great. All right, now that your wheels are down, you can lean back.
Okay.
And I'll just let your wheels down.
Okay.
So you can lean forward now. And we're just going to slowly go down.
Okay.
Now that your rear wheels are down, if you can sit up again,
Yeah.
that would be great. And I'm just going to turn your chair so your foot plates don't hit.
Okay.
If you want to set yourself up
Yeah.
there.
I'm just gonna take this footrest
Sure.
off here.
Why don't we take them both off?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'll grab those.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Let me get my.
I can take that for you.
There you go. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
So you're just gonna come to the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then with your left hand, you're gonna reach for the second step
Yeah.
there. Head
Okay.
down, bottom up.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So let's put this back on for now. We need to have that fixed. Okay, I'm just gonna bring that up beside you. Okay, and let's have you come up the stairs.
Okay.
Just head down and bottom up. Great. So the main things that you guys are going to be doing is putting your hand here on the frame that's not part of the footrest, okay? And so your one hand is going to be here, and your other one is going to be on the wheel, rolling the wheel up. She's going to call it, so it's your count. You'll say 1, 2, go, 1, 2, go, and we'll go up. And then I'll be at the top, okay? So I'm going to get you nice and close to begin with.
Okay.
All right, my job's going to be to tip you back to the right amount.
Okay.
Okay? So if you can count it, Dee, we'll go.
Sure. Okay, ready? 1, 2, up. Okay, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, up. Ready? 1, 2, up.
Over there. We can leave your footrests off for now, so we'll put them on after we transfer you back in.
All right.
Okay, you can come down now. Yep, feet down. Okay, feet down again. Head forward. Come up. Good. Okay. So we'll do the same. We'll take the armrest off there.
Okay.
And bring that. Is that an okay angle?
Yeah, that looks perfect.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to put the wheels in a forward position here. You can watch your foot. Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay, I'll stabilize the chair.
All right.
So same thing as far as hand up and lean forward and push down with that hand. Good. Okay, I'll give you that.
Thanks.
And you may just have to move your chair away from the stairs there before you put this one on.
Thanks.
There you go. So we're going to do the same thing on the way back down. So you guys are going to have your hands in the same position. You're just going to be rolling down instead of up.
Yep.
Okay? So I'm going to bring you to the edge here, and then I'm going to tilt you back.
Okay.
Okay. I'll get you right on the edge. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay. 1, 2, down. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, down. Ready? 1, 2, down.
Great, I'll bring you down. There you go. So to do that, what I end up doing is I put my foot on the back of your chair here, and then I push down with my foot and my hands at the same time, and then you're balanced nicely. It's nice and easy to hold you. And then to come out of it, I just do the same in reverse. I just put my foot there and hold on to the handles.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to tip you back. And away we go. All right, I'll touch you back. I'll touch you back. Okay, I'll tilt you back.
All right.
Okay, bring it down.
Okay.
All right, I'll tilt you back. Let's bring it back down.
All right.
All right, I'll tilt you back. Okay, we'll bring it down.
All right.
Okay, tilt you back.
All right.
Bring it way back.
Okay. Okay.
There you go. Okay, I'll tilt you back. Okay, I'll tilt you back. And away we go.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to tip you back.
All right.
And away we go. Backwards.
Okay.
So I'll tilt you back.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to come down. Now can you
Okay.
move forward for me?
Sure.
Great. And lean back. Good. So I'm going to tilt you back now, and we'll come up to it until your rear wheels are all the way in.
Okay.
Okay, now if you can lean forward for me. Yeah, and you can lean back again.
Okay.
Great. So we'll start in a wheelie, so I'll
Okay.
take you the whole way back to the balance here
All right.
for me, and then I'll get you lean forward. Great. You can lean back. Okay, I'll tilt you back into the wheelie position. Okay, now if you can lean all the way forward, that would be great. I'll roll you up, and you can lean back. Thanks. There we go.